I'm Jojo. I'm a filmmaker and a movie lover. I want to talk about why I chose to storyboard my 16mm short film before shooting. I've talked about this in previous videos. Thought I would go into a little bit more depth. One of the main reasons is that scripts are terribly uncinematic. My script was, in particular, pretty bare bones, and reading it over, I wasn't even sure if they would translate to my cast and crew. It was about 6 pages, and most of it was without dialogue. I had no idea how long the film would be. So not only having storyboards would give everybody a picture of what the film was going to look like, but it was going to save us time on the day, taking out the guesswork on what shots we were going to get and when. In a way, a lot of the film's visuals were born during the storyboarding process. I went out, I scouted the locations for the film, I found out which actors I was going to use, and then at some point I just sat down and drew it. If you watch the film, for the most part, they're pretty similar with the storyboards. I would say the only downside of this is that it kind of takes out the spontaneity of filmmaking, which is something I would love to experience, going onto a set, not knowing which shots I'm going to get and just kind of finding the movie on the day. But as it is with my situation, it's very low budget, and especially when you're shooting with 16mm film, it's limited. You don't really have time to be fucking around when you get to set. You really have to know what you want and get in and get out of there and move on to the next location. We only had a weekend to get all of this, so I really didn't want to take any risks. I also want to mention this is not uncommon. A lot of established filmmakers use this as a technique in order to organize their film shoots. The Coen brothers, Denis Villeneuve, directors like these won't even step onto a set until they've had everything storyboarded. The benefits of storyboards go all the way up the ranks, from indie filmmaker to big budget $300 million movie. Anybody can benefit from it. It's just a matter of preference, but for me personally, I highly recommend it. Saving time, money, which is, very critical when you're shooting on 16mm.